Yo, what is going on everybody? It's Juan Solo here with A Squad Gaming and welcome back to the channel. Thank you all so much for tuning in today for some more Ghost Recon Breakpoint. So in today's video, we're going to be talking about Act 2 of the Battle Rewards and the 49 new items that they put into the game with this system. And all of these went live earlier this morning with a maintenance, and I'm going to be going down through all of these for you guys today. But real quick before we jump into it, if you guys go on to enjoy the video, a like rating would be super appreciated. Also, for those of you that are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe and turn on those post notifications so you do not miss any of my future uploads. So like I said, there are 49 new items, and this Battle Rewards is going to be running through January 28th of 2020, which will finish up right around the time of episode 2 in the year 1 pass. So I'm not going to be going through all of the individual items. I'm going to mainly be concentrating on the new weapons, some of the new vehicles and stuff like that. So at tier 1, as you guys can see here, we are going to be getting the new Strong Arm Sentinel Blade, which is just a new melee weapon, but I'm assuming it's going to have some similar melee animations to some of the other knives in the game. It's just going to be a new cosmetic knife. Next, you can see here at tier 7 we have the Vector Shorty, which is a CQC version of the Vector. It has shorter range and less recoil, which originally I didn't feel as if the Vector had that much recoil to begin with, but this is going to have even shorter range than the original version of the gun. So next at tier 11 we have the 553 Scout, which the base 553 is a weapon that I've actually used from time to time. It's a really good weapon. It's very accurate, and this is the DMR conversion of that weapon, so you're going to have higher range, but you are going to have trigger restrictions, so I would assume this is going to be only a burst and single fire weapon. Next at tier 14 we have the Scar Test Studio, which is a new karambit knife, and this is from the Civilian series. Overall it's a pretty cool looking knife, but when it comes to me using melee weapons in Ghost Recon Breakpoint, I like to use more of like the actual combat knife that looks a little bit more realistic. So next at tier 21 you guys can see here that we have Josiah Hill as a playable character. So for those of you that have not played the campaign, spoiler alert, this is one of the main bad guys that you're going to be going up against in Ghost Recon Breakpoint. He works directly with Walker, and he is actually one of your friends at the start of the game, and then later you find out that he has turned rogue. Also here at tier 22 you see we have the Silver Stake. So this is Walker's signature ASR, which has great damage and range, but it has punishing recoil. Now I'm not exactly sure how I feel about this, because this is something that's already in the game. All you have to do is beat the game to get this weapon. So in my personal opinion, I think they should have left this weapon alone. This should have been your trophy for completing the game and going all the way through the campaign, because this you get from killing Walker. But that's just my personal opinion. Maybe there's some people that aren't ever going to complete the campaign and they wanted to give people the chance to use this weapon. Next at tier 24 we have the Mark II melee weapon, which is part of the Brown series, which is heavily inspired by the SAS dagger. Obviously that's pretty straightforward. Also at tier 28 we have the IC-8 Incursion, which is a new APC vehicle that you can use in Ghost Recon Breakpoint. Me personally, if I'm going to go around Breakpoint, I'm going to be using some fast vehicles or helicopters. I really don't go in with an APC and wreak havoc, but you do have that option with this battle pass. So moving along at tier 32 we have the Bradley Bowie Civilian Knife. So this is part of the Civilian series, and this is just going to be a melee weapon that has a new skin. And like I said, personally when it comes to the melee weapons, I would like them to look a little bit more real and not have all this paint and stuff on it, but that's just me. Also at tier 34 we have the Starfield X4 Mark II Tiger, which is an all-terrain combat vehicle that has a 360-degree roof-mounted turret. Now at tier 35, for those of you snipers out there, we have the Scorpio Scout. So this is going to be a lighter configuration, which is highly mobile. And when it comes to PvE, when I'm using a sniper rifle, I want that thing to be as powerful and as accurate and as long range as possible. I could care less if it had a lighter configuration, but I could see this weapon possibly being used a little bit more in PvP because of its mobility. Next at tier 37, we have the Helicron Tex Mark II shirt. So this is kind of a combat shirt, but it is a short sleeve shirt, but in the end it is more character customization that we can use in the game. Moving along here at tier 39 we have the G28 Wilderness. So me personally, this is one of the coolest looking guns in the game after this update, and I hope they put more weapon blueprints in the game that has this style, because this is part of the Survival series. It's a great all-around weapon with some high rate of fire, but it does have less damage and range, but just the overall look of the weapon is so cool, and I hope they bring more weapons into the game that look similar to this. Next at tier 41 we have some aviator goggles, which is going to be some more customization for your character. Pretty straightforward. And at tier 42 we have the LC4 Sarion Guardian, which is a light fast assault vehicle that you're going to be able to use in the game, and it does look to have some sort of a blue and red paint job on it. Moving along to tier 45, so this one was very interesting. We have the ARX 200, which is the highest damage and range, but it is less accurate, and this looks to be a brand new weapon. So this doesn't look to be a blueprint or a variant of one of the other weapons in the game. This looks to be be a brand new weapon, so I'm very curious to see how this one is going to behave out in the field. Next, at tier 48, we have the Overseer Rockets Mark II, so basically just a jungle painted helicopter similar to the other helicopters that we have already gotten in the Battle Pass 1. So last but not least, we have the Walker Icon skin at tier 49, and this is the version of him that's going to be in Ghost Recon Breakpoint with the mask and the cloak and everything like that. So I really think a lot of people are going to want to grind for this because this should be a really cool icon skin to use. I know his costume in Ghost Recon Wildlands was one of the more sought after items late in that game, so I'm happy to see him as a playable character in the game itself. And now moving on to the supply crate items. So these are the items that are in the pool of items that you can get out of those supply crates at their respective tiers. So as you guys can see here, we have 2 new face paints, we have 3 new weapons, 3 new melee weapons, we have 3 new camos, and actually the 2 bottom digital camos are identical. I'm not sure exactly why that's a duplicate, as well as a couple other camos there, and 4 new vehicles. So I mainly want to concentrate on the 3 new weapons, and the first one being the 516 Shorty. So this is the weapon that I talked about the other day that I thought was exclusively locked behind the raid, but that is just a variant of the 516 Shorty, and this is the weapon that Nomad used in several of the trailers, including the reveal livestream of Ghost Recon Breakpoint, and one of the more sought after weapons in the game. So a lot of people have been asking about this weapon and wanting to use this weapon in Ghost Recon Breakpoint, so you have to get this out of the supply crates that are in the Battle Pass, but nonetheless I am happy that this weapon is in the game. Next we have the M4A1 Assault, which is the assault variant of the M4A1, which has tougher recoil, but it's going to have more damage. But if it's similar to the other assault variants in the game, you will not be able to put a suppressor on this weapon, so me personally, it really deters me from using that weapon. And last but not least, we have the G28 Scout, which is a lighter configuration, which is highly mobile, so this is going to be similar to the Scorpio Scout that we saw earlier in the stream. But overall, that's pretty much going to do it for all of the new battle rewards items. Let me know your thoughts down below on some of the new weapons coming in the battle rewards, and being the fact that they removed the daily cap, you should be able to grind through these at your own pace, however fast you want to get all of these new items. But overall, that's pretty much going to do it for the video. If you guys enjoyed it, you guys found it helpful, you are excited about the new battle reward system in Ghost Recon Breakpoint, make sure to drop a like on the video and also subscribe if you are new to stay up to date on the latest information surrounding Ghost Recon Breakpoint, as well as Call of Duty Modern Warfare on the channel moving forward. But that is all for now. Thank you all so much for watching, and I will catch you guys later. Peace out.